In the gilded halls of the kingdom of Iridia, a shadow fell. Prince Alistair, the charming and beloved heir to the throne, vanished without a trace. The kingdom was plunged into chaos. The royal family, a picture of unity in public, was a tangled web of secrets and rivalries behind closed doors. Was this an act of political terrorism, or was the enemy much closer to home? The official investigation stalled, baffled by the kidnapper's sophistication. Desperate, the king made a discreet call to one man, Detective Miles Corbin. A mind as sharp as a shard of glass, with a reputation for seeing what others missed. Corbin arrived at the palace, not as a guest, but as a predator hunting for clues. He bypassed the polished marble floors and went straight to the heart of the royal discord. He first met with Princess Eleanor, Alistair's older sister. Publicly, she was heartbroken, but Corbin sensed a flicker of something else in her eyes. The crown should have been mine, she confessed after hours of gentle but relentless questioning. I was born first, but tradition favored him. I wouldn't hurt my brother, but I won't pretend I don't resent his birthright. Her alibi was solid, but her jealousy planted a seed of doubt. Next was Duke Frederick, the king's ambitious younger brother. He'd always lived in his brother's shadow, his own son, Lord Caspian, perpetually second in line after Alistair. Frederick was smooth, political, and outwardly cooperative. "This is a tragedy for the nation," he declared, his voice dripping with feigned sorrow. "We must find Alistair and bring him home." Corbin, however, noticed the Duke's signet ring, a unique family crest, had a fresh, deep scratch across its face. A detail so small, yet it snagged in Corbin's mind. The ransom note arrived a day later. It was a digital message, encrypted and untraceable, demanding an exorbitant sum and, more strangely, the abdication of the king in favor of his brother, Duke Frederick. The police saw this as proof of an external plot. Corbin saw it as a masterful misdirection. The demand was too perfect, too convenient for the Duke. It was designed to point the finger away from the family. He knew the kidnapper wasn't after money. They were after the throne itself. Corbin shifted his focus. He didn't look for who had the most to gain, but who had the most to lose if Alistair returned. His gaze fell upon Lord Caspian, the Duke's quiet and often overlooked son. Caspian was a tech genius, a prodigy in coding and digital security, skills no one in the royal court took seriously. He was always in Alistair's shadow, not with the overt jealousy of his aunt, but with a simmering, silent resentment. Corbin found Caspian in the palace's old observatory, a place he used as a private computer lab. The room was a mess of wires, servers, and monitors. Corbin didn't announce himself. He just watched. He saw Caspian frantically typing, a bead of sweat tracing a path down his temple. On one of his screens, a live feed showed a dimly lit room, and in that room, tied to a chair but unharmed, was Prince Alistair. Corbin confronted him quietly. "It's over, Caspian." The young lord barely flinched. He didn't deny it. "He never deserved it," Caspian whispered, his voice cracking. "He was born lucky, that's all. I have the mind, the strategy, the vision to lead this kingdom into the future." But all anyone ever saw was the spare. The plan was audacious. Caspian had staged the entire kidnapping himself. He'd used his technical skills to create a digital ghost, sending the ransom note to frame a non-existent enemy, and implicate his own father, whom he also resented for being too weak to seize power himself. He'd hidden Alistair in a secret room within the palace, a forgotten relic from a bygone era, a place only he, with his obsession for palace blueprints, knew existed. He hadn't intended to harm Alistair, only to hold him until the king abdicated and his father took the throne. From there, he believed he could manipulate his way to ultimate power. The scratch on Duke Frederick's ring, Caspian had stolen it briefly to press its seal into a soft piece of clay, a detail he planned to anonymously leak to the press to further incriminate his father, solidifying the narrative that the Duke was behind the coup. He had orchestrated every move, every piece of false evidence. With the confession secured and Alistair freed, the kingdom breathed a collective sigh of relief. The official story was that a disgruntled courtier was responsible, a tale spun to protect the royal family from the scandal of a shattered dynasty. Caspian was quietly exiled, his genius turning into his downfall. Duke Frederick, humbled and horrified by his son's actions, withdrew from public life. Princess Eleanor, seeing the true cost of ambition, reconciled with her brother. A week later, Detective Corbin was summoned to the throne room. The king, with a grateful Prince Alistair by his side, stood before him. There were no grand ceremonies, just a quiet, heartfelt moment of gratitude. "You saved my son, and you saved my kingdom from itself." Takeen sighed, his voice heavy with emotion. He didn't offer a bag of gold or a noble title. Instead, he presented Corbin with a small, ornate key. "This is the key to the royal archives," the king explained. "It holds centuries of secrets, mysteries, and unsolved puzzles. To a mind like yours, it is a gift far greater than any treasure." Corbin accepted the key, a slight smile playing on his lips. For a man who thrived on solving the impossible, this was the ultimate reward. A lifetime of new mysteries waiting to be unraveled. He had walked into a palace of lies and emerged with the one thing he valued most: the truth. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you enjoyed this journey into royal intrigue and detective work, don't forget to hit that like button. And for more mysteries and thrilling tales, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.